this to come on. Okay, so this is one of my spike tomahawks that I've already put a handle in. And Cheyenne, could you grab me one of those really plain handles over there? I've got Cheyenne Brown-Rhodes behind the scenes here doing the shooter producer work. And this is what, for those of you who are tomahawk enthusiasts, maybe you do some outdoor throwing, or maybe you actually carry and use a tomahawk, or maybe you just like this stuff. This is your tomahawk handle. This is your basic tomahawk handle. In fact, I got a batch of these from Cultivatina, and then I think I got some more for my birthday, actually. Strange things bladesmiths get for their birthday. This isn't that attractive, but with a little bit of work, we can greatly improve the aesthetic value and strengthen it up some. Now, how are we going to strengthen that up? Well, watch this video and you're going to learn how. Be sure to like and subscribe. Tell your friends. I can use all the followers I can get. This is a very simple process. Now, the tomahawk I'm going to demonstrate this on is actually one that I was almost getting ready to scrap because the eye was a little wonky, and of course that's the technical terminology for it. This is just something that was turned out on the side here in the shop. And I decided I was going to grind the eye a little bit to make it a little more uniform. I could have taken a little more off this side, but I didn't. Either way, I still ended up with a decent tomahawk head that fits a mouse hawk handle. So I don't have a mouse hawk drift. What I actually did to achieve this, and you saw that standard handle fit pretty good, was I took one of my Holland Anvil H13 tomahawk drifts and I cut it down. I cut it in two so that I had a segmented drift, and I use this one for doing my mouse hawks. Also, I use it for progressive drifting, which sounds like maybe a street racing term. Anyway, what I ended up with was a cool little tomahawk that frankly is an ugly duckling. How can I make this more desirable, and why would I want to do that? One, maybe I want to decorate this up. And two, maybe I want to make it look better because I want one of you people to come buy this, and that way I can pay my bills and make more tomahawks and more YouTube content. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this particular piece, knock my friction fit handle out, set that to the side. Prep is very important on this. If I start burning this right away, which is how I get that darker finish, one way I do that, I can just stain it. But if I start burning right away with a dry handle like this, it is likely that some cracks may open up. And I don't want that to happen. What I do want is I want a stronger handle. And there's a very simple product that I use to do that. And I'm talking about linseed oil. Now, when I'm doing a batch of these, what I'll do is I usually get a paintbrush, and I'll take my terrible goopy pan right here, and I will slather it on many tomahawks at one time. Some kind of weird group handle oiling thing going on here. Somebody thought I was going to say orgy. I was saying oiling, I promise. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to oil this. And one, that oil is going to start penetrating into the wood. Now, how's that going to make it stronger? Well, linseed oil and tomahawk handles just seems to make it a little more resilient. When I apply heat, the grain of that wood, any pores, anything like that, are going to start opening up, and air is going to be displaced by oil. You'll actually be able to look and see kind of a frothy, foamy effect from the air coming up through the oil and the oil going down into the handle. I'll probably oil it a couple times, at least twice, before and after burning. And to burn that, I'm going to be using a propane torch. So you need to be cautious about this, be safe, let me grab a piece of paper towel here. Ooh, look, a piece of paper towel. Now, I want to fold this up, and I'm going to find one of my not the greatest gloves. Ooh, my God. This one definitely fits the bill.
I caught this on fire.
And I'm going to dip, since I do have the this little pan here. This used to be a restaurant before it was a Forge Memory location. I'm going to dip both ends. That way, those are already coated. And then I dip in, and I just wipe this on the handle. Pretty simple. Flip it around. For those of you who just tried that and dropped your Tomahawk handle, you just need more practice. Okay, so now this has already improved the look of my Tomahawk handle because it's not as dry looking, I guess. Now, I have a propane torch here with a 1 pound bottle. Gotta take my glove off to do this. My hands are slippery, sorry. Okay. So here we go. I'm actually going to come up in front of the camera here. You guys see that? And the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to start working back and forth to darken this up a little bit. Now, yeah, there's still some dirt on this, and that really doesn't bother me. Now, some of you may be saying, well, I thought you said fitting a Tomahawk handle. Well, yes, there are different degrees of fitting of a Tomahawk handle that you may have to do some filing or rasping or sanding, or maybe you also have a 2x72 grinder and you're like, you know what, this will work it down pretty quick. In this case, this one actually fit up pretty good. Now you can maybe see how that's bubbling. Let me continue to work this around. Now, it's getting kind of a frothy look there, and that's actually one, it is oil that's heated, but it's being absorbed into the handle as well. Now, it's also running down the handle, which is why I'm wearing the glove here. Also, this handle might get hot from burning it. Now, if I was doing this on a dry handle, it would most likely open up a little more than what I was hoping. So the oil actually kind of acts as a barrier, but at the same time helps to moisturize and protect the handle. Now, there are times where I will actually just run this inside the forge. This is not one of those times. And now I flip to the other side. Now you can see all the bubbling, and that doesn't, it actually kind of smells like burnt popcorn right now. Well, one of the cool things I can say now is that there areas of this are quite a bit more attractive. Let me go ahead and turn my torch off. And like I said, I'm doing at least 2 coats. In some cases, I will do mini coats because the handle will swell more. Now, in cooler, drier weather, so when I'm making a lot of axes a lot of tomahawks over the winter, I will, I'll have like my railing set up here to where I'll have a lot of these tomahawks hanging, and I just go through and I oil them lightly. On this one, I'm oiling quite heavily. Now, what I want to do next is the fitting portion. Now this is actually, it doesn't fit up quite as high as it did before because of the handle swelling. The next thing you want to do is grab a big hammer, and don't drive it like that, because what will happen is you are likely to split your handle. What works better? Throw that on the floor.
Don't worry, we didn't catch it on
Yeah,
camera.
that's too bad. Get yourself a mallet, whether it's a rubber mallet, leather mallet, or a wooden mallet, really doesn't matter. Get your mallet, support the back. Can you see this? Okay. Support the back of the eye. And drive that in just a little bit. Now that seat's about where it did before. What I'm going to do, I'm going to let this set overnight. I'm going to let it hang. Some of that oil will drip off. But now, I want to think that I have a more attractive tomahawk with a reasonable fit on the handle. And comparing the coloration of the handle with just a little bit of oil. And in the past, before using linseed oil, I've actually used vegetable oil or olive oil. Now you can also stain, you can tack, you can decorate, but just as far as a basic, a little more rustic look to it, I like to use some linseed oil and some heat. Boiled linseed oil and some heat. Now I've also, what was I using before? For some of the denser woods, I think I was using teak oil. And it doesn't work too bad either. But as far as shelf life and versatility, I do like the boiled linseed oil. So there you go. Be sure to like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Be sure to watch Forged in Fire. You'll see me on there a little bit. Watch Master of Arms. You'll find me there. Come by my shop and talk to me in person. Buy my things and help me support my family. Have a great day. We'll catch you in a few.